Hey guys, so day 20 now of quarantine. I think it's day 20. I'm a little bit lost to be honest. Um, yeah, much the same here. We kind of there was a little bit of hope at the beginning of the week when we thought the number of new cases was in decline. Then yesterday it shot back up, and even last night when the death toll for the day came in, it was a little bit lower than it had been. It was around about 660, which is a lot, but it still seemed to indicate a slight downward turn. And then it turned out that one of the a large region up here in the north hadn't reported its figures, and when they did, that just shot the national statistics way up again over 700. So yeah, don't know what else to say. It's we don't know which direction it's headed. That's I think the uncertainties one of the biggest causes for unrest and fear at the moment. Yeah, alright, so this is just a short video. I've really not much to tell you. I've been sitting in my pyjamas all day. Not my kilt, unfortunately, but they are tartan pyjamas, and I've got my climbing shoes on, ready to go out and climb the walls outside. That's what I'm doing every night now, just to keep myself sane. I was going to ask you guys if you're interested. A few of you asked questions and posted questions under the last video. If you have any questions about anything whatsoever, fire them in the comments below and I'll try and answer them in the next video. Some of you asked me about my reading material at the moment, so I've got a few books here to show you. This is literally the pile that's sitting by my bed at the moment. Ta-da! So, problem is, I've read them all before, so I'm rereading them. So I'm going to show you some of them. Mountains of the Mind, Robert Macfarlane. So outstanding author, British author. This one goes into sort of quite a very accessible psychology of the mountains and the history of the mountains and how we started mountaineering and so on. Very good read. If you're still getting Amazon deliveries, highly recommend it. Okay, Fear and Trembling by Soren Kierkegaard. I think we'll pass on that one just now. We've got enough fear and trembling as it is. Unweaving the Rainbow, Richard Dawkins. So like basically a history of the universe. That's a little bit heavy on the science, to be honest. Okay, next one, Siddhartha, Hermann Hesse. Fantastic book. I think I've read it about 3 or 4 times now. Every time I read it, I discover something new. Yeah, Life of the Buddha, alternate life of the Buddha, you would say. George Monbiot, I think that's how he pronounces his name. It's very difficult. Feral, absolutely fantastic book if you're eco-conscious in the slightest, or have environmentalist ethic. So this guy, he writes for The Guardian. He just published an absolutely outstanding article on the lessons to be learned from the coronavirus pandemic. Highly recommend Googling that one. So George Monbiot, and this book is absolutely awesome. Yeah, worth a read. Other ones, okay. Philosophy of Walking. That's a bit of a slow burner, to be honest. As you can see, my pencil is at the start of page 11, so I'm not making too much progress. Tennyson, I always have my Tennyson by my bedside. It's been there, this exact same book, since I was, I think, 14 years old. Ulysses is my favourite poem. Come, my friends, it is not too late to seek a newer world. Yep, here's hoping. Buddhism Without Beliefs. I was quite heavily involved in Buddhism as a young man, and yeah, that's basically like a secularist take on Buddhism. Passion for Nature, John Muir. My dad gave me this one. This is a meaty one that I have not read yet, so this is gold. This is like the only book in the house I haven't read. John Muir, most of you'll know, some of you'll know, founding father of the national parks in America, originally a Scotsman, writes beautifully about America's wild places before they became sort of, how would you say, a little bit domesticated. And yeah, before, you know, the time of his time when he was writing, the population was a lot less, so these places were still very, very wild. No comment with this one. Another one, Jay Griffiths. So this one's, it's like a history of wilderness and how wilderness is perceived in the collective consciousness rather. It's a lot of etymology as well, which I'm a big fan of. It goes about explaining our concepts of wilderness and society and so on through history and through etymology in particular. And very interesting book. And this one, another origin of the universe story. David Christian, origin story. Good read, recommend it. Okay guys, hope you're all doing well, sitting tight, staying safe. I'll catch up with you soon. Bye bye.